Hello everyone. I just wanted to touch base with everybody, let everybody know, if you hadn't already heard, that we follow the school as far as closure here at Double Springs. Our children will not be meeting the next few Wednesday nights until we hear otherwise. But I want to let you know, parents know, that you're being prayed for. A lot on your plate right now. I know the school, having to do school at home is probably a big challenge. I'm having the same challenge here at our house, as well as work, so I feel some of your pain. But I wanted to touch base with everybody just to let you know we are praying for you. If there's anything that the church can do, please feel free to let us know. But I did want to come to you tonight too, also to continue to share the good news of God's Word. We'll pick up on our next lesson. Last week we discussed Esther and how she was used by God to save her people. This week we're going to talk about Nehemiah. And we'll want to point out a good point. I believe it would really help us with everything that's going on right now. So let's get into that right quick. Nehemiah was the cupbearer for the king of Persia at the time. He came into the king's presence one day, was very sad look on his face. And what he had was he'd got news from his brothers that Jerusalem's walls were basically destroyed. And if you know anything about those times, the city's walls was basically its strength as a city. It defended from enemies, kept the people safe. And this saddened Nehemiah very much, to the point where the king knew when he came into his presence that something was very wrong. So the king asked him, why are you sad? Why do you have this look on your face when basically you're not sick, whatnot? So apparently his appearance was to the point that he's almost sick. And we read that Nehemiah did not answer the king right away. He prayed first. He prayed to God, I really believe, for direction. I really believe for basically an answer to give to the king. And it's very wise, the example that we see from Nehemiah, that we do the same thing. There's going to be some questions going on. I shared earlier this week, basically, the way we handle, whether our opinion or whether our beliefs, whatever it may be, with everything that's going on, the way we handle it is really going to tell what kind of person we are, or who we are. And Nehemiah gives us that example, I believe, as well, because before he reacted, before he said anything to the king, he prayed to God. He looked for that guidance. He looked for that direction. He looked for the answer, basically, to the question. And I really believe what we see, because he did pray to God first, he got an answer that he was looking for from the king. He got permission that he needed from the king. He was given passage through other lands. He was given resources from other lands. And basically, what was to be done was done simply because of his faithfulness, obedience to God. So I wanted to tell you that just a little word of encouragement. A lot going on, a lot of aggravation, a lot of emotion. Like I said, extra work at home now for parents, kids trying to adjust to being at home, working, doing the schoolwork. Just before we react, let's take a minute and pray to God and see what he would have us to do, what he would have us to say. Take an opportunity to take a little bit to see, how do I need to handle this? I believe God will answer that if we truly ask him. Thank you all. Hope to see you again next week. I'll plan to do this again. Hopefully not too many more times. Hopefully we'll be back at church. But until then, know that you're being prayed for, and God bless you.